Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Court McGee versus Alex Moreno. My pick for this fight is Alex Moreno wins. And typically I would have said winning by decision, but now the pick is knockout. And as you might imagine, it is completely a pick and a bet against the chin of Court McGee and the overall health of Court McGee, which is chin plus age. And he's now close to 40 years old, suffered three knockouts in his whole career, but two of them in his last two fights against Jeremiah Wells and Matt Brown. And while Alex Moreno doesn't have the power or physicality of those guys, he is definitely a deceptively powerful striker, and he's got speed and movement on his side here. And I think he's going to be able to touch the chin on the outside, and I'm just expecting Court McGee to go down. But Moreno winning by decision certainly wouldn't surprise me at all. That's typically how he gets things done. He's the faster guy, and he's made a lot of that asset and beaten some really good fighters by decision, especially Max Griffin. But again, I would be kind of surprised if it went the distance just because I'm so sure that the chin is shot at Court McGee. I really think Court is going down. As for Court McGee winning, his path to victory is pretty much the same in any fight, and that's slow the fight down. Slow the fight down, grind against the cage, take him down if you can. And I do think Court McGee, I would have been picking him to win this fight if he was healthy. But it's just all about the health now, and it can't not be. I do think he will have moments. Maybe he can catch Alex Moreno, pin him against the cage, whatever, and he might make something work. But 15 minutes, I expect a lot of this fight to be at range. I just don't trust his chin anymore at all, and I think that's going to be the story of the fight. He's only been knocked out the three times, like I said, Ponzinibbio way back when, then Jeremiah Wells and Matt Brown recently. And he has given himself 11 months since the Matt Brown loss. The thing is, he gave himself 11 months before the Matt Brown loss, after he got knocked out to Jeremiah Wells, and he got knocked out again anyway. So now he's just a little too old, and I think there's just not a lot going for Court McGee here. So Alex Moreno is the pick, and he is the bet. I bet on his money line at minus 300, or a little better than that, but about minus 300. And now the over-under just dropped, and the under is at plus odds, plus 125 for 2.5 rounds. I probably would have played that at 1.5 rounds, but at 2.5 rounds, no doubt about it. And again, I'm aware that Alex Moreno is not Jeremiah Wells, and he's not the fucking knockout tank guy. But I do think it's all about the chin, and I've always considered Moreno deceptively durable. I remember giving him a chance to knock out Joaquin Buckley because I just think he's underrated in that regard. But I think here it's going to hit the surface, and he's going to get a knockout in the UFC. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.